Go. And just like that, we are in the mix. What's going on, guys? How are you doing? We got Will here. We got Tim here. Man, we got everybody.
Jeremy kind of here.
Kind of here with two F-16s.
Is that me echoing?
No. Echo?
I don't hear any echo on your
There
end.
we go.
I don't hear an echo.
Somebody's echoing.
Not me.
Is it me?
Is it me?
Thursday, everybody.
Yeah, somebody's echoing for sure. Let me see.
Bobby's worrying about an echo.
Let me check my other one.
I say it's Will because he's always having problems with his mic.
Yes. Yeah,
That's because I don't have one
there
of
it
those
goes.
high-dollar mics like Bobby has.
I know who it was. It was me.
And by problem is the problem is he doesn't have one. Is that I don't have a mic.
I guess we're having technical difficulties.
There we go. We're back up and running. There we go. Nice. I had another window open, so that was interesting.
Bobby came on a minute too early. He
You
didn't.
need one of those technical difficulty screens to throw up when that stuff happens. And
I should
play
get
some
music.
music.
I should have something like that. Let's see here. But guys, what's going on? Happy Thursday, man. We've made it through another week. Just feels like we just literally were here last week, man. But hey, look, it's another Thursday. We did it. We made it. And dude, this weather has been kind of crazy this week. What has the weather been crazy for you guys?
Nah, it's been a little windy, but hot.
Yeah, it's been super hot here. I mean, it's been like pretty smoking hot. What about you, Will? Will's mic is messed up. I can barely hear him.
I say, you
been
know
hot
that
enough
weather
that his mic
was,
don't
man.
work.
It was windy and it was hot.
Yeah, it definitely was windy and hot for sure.
Yeah,
And then Tim, what about you?
Well, I was at Rams last weekend for their giant scale warbird event, and we had absolutely perfect weather. Very low winds, no rain during the day, except one day on Saturday it rained for about 15 minutes and cleared up. But from Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, a bunch of flying.
Man,
Good time.
how much flying did you end up getting in?
Well, Wednesday and Thursday wasn't as busy, so I got more flights in on those days. And then Friday and Saturday, they had 81 registered pilots.
81 pilots. How much was the landing fee?
$35, and
Dude,
you got
that's
a free
awesome. That's pretty
barbecue
good.
dinner on Saturday.
Man, that's crazy. Talk about getting some good funds and getting some some good funds for the show and everything, man. That's crazy.
Dude,
That's
it was an awesome time. I mean, probably one of the best events I've been to so far in my short time in this hobby.
And so you saw a bunch of jets and airplanes and everything flying?
A lot of World War I stuff, a lot of World War II stuff, and then if it was a military jet, turbine, there were some turbines. I flew one of my turbines, the MB339 that I have. So, yeah, a lot of turbine flights, a lot of warbird flights, a lot of gaggles. They put up a big gaggle. There'd be like 12 people up, 15 people up flying at the same time, which was kind of neat.
Man. Yeah, those gaggles, I tell you, I'm funny, man. I don't like getting up there when there's more than like 3 people flying. At 4 people, I'm kind of like, yeah, let me get down. It's just too much. But I guess
it wasn't too bad. There was a couple people, and I'm not going to name any names, but one of them is a guest, or not a guest, but someone in the in the comment section that was flying a little bit like I don't know. I'm not going to say it out loud, but let's just say he had the fastest plane there, and he showed it in front of everybody.
Yep. And that's a shame too, man, because you got to set these examples, man. It'll always come back to you. Those lasting impressions are one of those things where, like I just said, it's a lasting impression. So,
but it was fun going up. I mean, they did like a Corsair gaggle, so it was nothing but Corsairs. I had my Corsair there, so I flew that.
yeah.
And then they had a Zero. I didn't bring the Zero, so the Zero wasn't there. And then they had they had a World War I, gaggle where all the World War, and that was pretty fun to watch because they're so slow. and it was really interesting to see them all fly the World War I birds. And then they had a free for all. If it was a World War II bird, everybody went up, and that was the one that when I got down, somebody asked me.
Like this?
I got down pretty quick. I flew about 4 or 5 minutes, and the unknown person that might be in the comment section, basically, I was like, "This is ridiculous. I'm coming down," and I had to wait for a couple other guys that wanted to get out of the air too.
Them boys are wild over there.
I sat down, pulled the plane off the flight line, sat down at my tent, and somebody walked up and said, "Hey, do you need something to smoke and a beer?" And I was like, "I don't smoke, but I would have." I was thinking I might take a hit off that.
Yeah, man, I don't blame you, dude. Hey, look, from what you told me, I would be doing the same thing. So, but you hung in there. It sounds like you had a good time. Had a bunch of a ton of flights. How many gallons did you run through, man?
Believe it or not, I didn't. I went through probably about 4 gallons of regular fuel.
Wow!
And I didn't even kill a 5-gallon can of diesel that I was running for the jet, and I brought 10 gallons, and I still got one jug that's probably quarter full. So I didn't do a lot of flights. You know, I did like 6 on one day, 6 on another day. There was so many pilots there on Friday and Saturday. I did 3 flights and that was it. But be honest with you, it was so much fun watching everybody else fly and watch different types of airplanes that I don't own, obviously, and World War I birds. And then there was some really cool. Some guy came out with a Mirage, brand new, made in his Mirage, which I'm not supposed to maiden at events like that, but he made that thing, and that thing was pretty neat. And then we had a few crashes, not me, but we had a poor guy with a F-16, and he lost elevator, and it went in at Mach 2, and it was a quarter scale, no, not a quarter scale, 5th scale BVM F-16, and I never seen a debris. What am I trying to say here? A
debris field.
Yeah.
So long. It took them 2 hours, 5 guys, 2 hours to clean up the mess.
Jeez,
yeah. And they said the whole field smelled like diesel.
Perfect. That's how a field should smell.
That's right. That's right.
It was a tobacco field too, so I think they ruined some crops. But
man, hey, let me ask you guys something. So when you're flying diesel in your turbine jets, are y'all running a filter or just, a filter, an inline filter, or no?
I filter all my fuel through my gas can.
Yeah.
I've taken
filtered like 5 times.
I've taken my filters out of my turbines.
Why?
Yeah.
Reasons behind it are air. It's another place for air to get into your system. So
I just read that somewhere where a lot of people are taking them out with the newer ones because the newer ones are so much more efficient. You know what I mean?
Well, and one of the other things we learned too is we had one of my buddies came out and he had a brand new 102 G5, and he started it at home. It was going to be a maiden. Well, it wasn't a maiden. The plane had been flown. He just changed it to a new motor. And he got the G5. And long story short, there's nothing in the manual. We made several phone calls to several people who sell King Tech. And come to find out, Brent, who we all know, Heck Speed.
Yeah.
I contacted him at 11 o'clock at night, our time. Of course, he's like 2 or 3 hours behind us. And he called me back and he's like, I said, man, didn't you tell me about something about having to just tell the G5 what fuel you were running? Yes. And sure enough, he told us where to go into the menu on the King Tech, and not the manual, or diesel. Into and you have to change it from Caro, which it's set from the factory, to diesel. And none of these companies that sold King Tech could tell us that. And it's not in the manual.
You got my number.
No, I could have called you. I didn't think about it.
I feel left out, like you forgot about me.
Actually, Jeremy, I do not have your phone number. I only have your messenger.
Yeah, that equals the same thing.
No, whatever.
Man,
you just don't want to give me your number because
I'll
I'm
give you my
gonna
fake
phone
number
call
here in
you.
a minute. Like as if when you're asking me out, be like, hey, what's your number? Or be like 911.
He gave me
Hey,
a fake
buddy,
number
can I
once.
have your number?
Yep, and then you can walk him through that setup process there.
Well,
Hey Jeremy, by the way, we had somebody in here asking about the J20. They're wondering, please tell me that the J20 is ready to go.
It's
Can't
ready
tell
to
if they're
go.
shipping or not.
Way.
They shipping?
Do what I do. I just go on Banana Hobby website every day.
Exactly.
You don't
Yeah,
need to go there
every
every
day to
day.
see
It's
if
not
I
going to be on the
see it.
website yet.
Yeah.
It'll be soon.
Yeah,
I go
but
on there every
they
day
are
to see if I see
stateside.
it.
They are
'Cause I want to
stateside.
be
right.
the one to order one of the first batch. So
That's it. What's going on, the Flint? Truth still matters. What's going on? We got a question for us. He says, question for you guys. Has anyone known the FMS BAE Hawk to struggle on grass?
Absolutely
I can answer
not.
that for you. Absolutely not, man. That thing is a pure rocket ship. Will, you've got one. That thing has no problems rotating off of grass.
It has no problems rotating off of grass, has no problems flying in high wind. It is just that,
It's one of
it'll
my
land in
favorite
high wind
EDF.
too.
Yeah,
I'll
it's
fly
a
that.
favorite.
I flew that thing, Bobby. What was that? 27-mile-an-hour gust we had?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were flying that thing.
Gust.
We sure were. And look, just to further show you right here, I'm going to show you the video of this thing rotating off the grass, just so you can have some factual information just to back up what we're
Peace
telling
of
you.
mind, Bobby, is what it's called. Peace
That's
of
right.
mind.
Let's see here. Here we go. Let me find out where I put the thing. There it is. Boom. Check this out right here. All right. What's up, guys? We're going to jump on here with the FMS BAE Hawk. At all the you see our grass. Our grass right there was pretty high that day, and our grass is normally a quarter inch. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the Watch how this thing just takes off. It has no problems. It's got so much power. Tons of power. Yep. Look how easy it rotates. There you go. That was right there in that video, man. That was a year ago. And let me tell you, it's fast too.
Ready to set up?
And I'll show you how fast it was because I had a GPS module in that thing. Flying nice and smooth.
Right, those things are quick.
Yeah, there you go. There's the GPS speeds right here. Dude, I'm telling you, I love this plane. Wow. You'll see it. Tracking. 138 miles an hour. 38 miles an hour on the GPS. Check that out. Plus or minus 3 miles an hour. There you go. 138 right there.
140.
140, yeah. So that's it's tracking.
There you go, guys.
It's tracking. So 140 on the radar gun, 138 right there. So airplane, all stuff. There you have it. Yeah, man. So I hope that answers your question. Let's see here. Omaha said, let's see. He said
Jeremy's busy putting another plane together.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Stoltz always building something over there. He's always got something going on. So
no, he just wants us to spend our money, so he keeps on putting new things together while we're watching.
Oh, I know. What's going on there, Hamilton Sanger?
What's wrong with that, Tim?
Let's see here. I know, right?
Running out of money.
Making us. I know. Let's see here. So, guys, let's jump on in there. RC Flying Veteran says Happy Juneteenth. Yeah, man. Got us a holiday. Here we go. So check this out. Brand new airplane to market. Like everybody else has come out with the same thing. The E-flite DHC Twin Otter, boys and girls. Yep, we got a Twin Otter that has landed, and let's take a look at it real quick. So we're going to take a look at the Twin Otter here, and it is on pre-order, and it's running around $399 right here. So this one is one that's coming out.
Another otter out there, huh?
I know, man. Dude, there's so many otters. There's an X-Fly Otter. There's a Hobby King Otter. There's an Avios Otter. There's an E-flite Otter. But this was just a larger version of the UMX that they had.
Yeah.
So
grab my dog from outside. Hang on.
I will say, though, I like the color of this one right here. So I'm going to play this video real quick. And this is brought to you by Horizon Hobby. So let's take a look at it real quick. Man, they've been getting really theatric with their videos. I mean, look at this. I mean, they're really taking in the ambiance of the Twin Otter, right? I like what they did, but it's weird. Here we go. Got it on water, and it's pushing around.
That's
Very
cool.
nice.
Good view there.
Oh yeah. But you can see it's a very smooth flying airplane, guys. There's nothing to fear with the Twin Otter. That thing is very nice. You can see it's got an upgraded, larger alternative than the smaller one. Obviously, it can handle grass very well. That was a pretty good hard drop in right there, so you can kind of see that. And it's got optional float set that it comes with. That's cool.
Easy, girl.
Lots of scale
Lay down.
details. Got AS3X.
Lay down, please. Lay down.
And then you can take a look at it and see this here.
Lay down.
And you can watch it take off, man. It looks like it's got ample power. You know, nothing crazy, but it's plenty. You know,
Nothing like that World War I bird you flew the other day.
oh my gosh, dude, we got to talk about that thing, dude.
That thing was
That
ripped.
that SE5a is a complete monster, dude. we
Especially
gotta
when you
talk
put that
about
SMC battery in it. I was like, holy moly.
Yeah, that airplane completely transformed when it was with that SMC. I was impressed how fast that thing was, man. So, but to wrap up this E-flite DHC Twin Otter for $399 is not a terrible price, actually. I'm gonna jump into the comments and see what you guys think. What do you think, guys? Is that something that you would end up buying or what? Winston Brown says the Banana Hobby Twin Otter has the best scheme. I would agree. That's the one right there, actually. That's the Ukrainian scheme, and it's by far probably a better looking one too as well. And it's a larger airplane. It's a very large airplane. But yeah, it is a little cute little bird right there. I'd agree with you there, Wiggle Fingers. And
Again, it's an airplane that somebody's gonna like and somebody's gonna want. So
that's right. That's right.
for the hobby, right?
You got to make stuff that people want, man. And, you know, people trust the E-flite brand for whatever reason. It's a good brand, I think. It's like about everybody else. You know, it has its problems here and there, but nevertheless, it's nothing, you know, terrible. But, yeah, definitely a nice rendition to the market. You know, I'm always happy to see some type of new airplanes coming out anyway. So, Tim, what do you think about that little Twin Otter, man?
I mean, it's cool. I mean, you know, it's not my cup of tea, but,
Right.
you know, I don't mind flying some easy flying planes every once in a while.
Yeah. I just think if I'm going to fly an easy flying plane, I want it to be a little bit bigger than what it is, you know? So, but yeah, that little Twin Otter, you know, by E-flite is okay. $399. Will, what do you think about a $399 price on it?
Seems a little steep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, well, with the way the tariffs are, I think it's about right for what it is. I mean,
The question is how much does the floats cost?
that's the key.
I bet they're over $100.
Yeah,
For like
sure.
$50 more, you can get a Rafale for $50 more.
You can get a Rafale for $50 more.
Yeah, Rafale.
Yeah, but that's not apples to apples. That's
You're not comparing apples to apples. That's a jet.
that's an EDF to a prop plane. That's two completely different class. But I see what you're saying.
I'd rather buy the jet.
Exactly. I can see what you're saying.
But you're a jet
Yeah.
guy. That's your thing. You know,
Yeah.
some people like prop planes, you know.
I will
No, don't get
say,
me wrong. I like prop planes, but
Yeah.
I really prefer the X-Fly. In all honesty, I don't know. I just feel a little burnt by Horizon. So
yeah,
I mean, I have an
nah.
FWS Timber, and you know, and it's one of those planes you just fly when you don't feel like pulling out the big stuff.
right.
And dude, that thing is incredible. Now the price isn't incredible, but the plane flies amazing.
Now I'll tell you, the king of all Twin Otters is run by Flex Innovations. Have y'all seen that?
Oh yeah,
That thing is massive, and I'm gonna bring it up real quick. I'll show you this one right here. That is the king of all the Twin Otters. It's probably the largest one they have. Let's take a look at it real quick. And
Flex Innovations throws some stuff out there, man.
man, they have really good stuff. They've got one EDF airplane that I want, but I've never gotten it because everybody just says it's underpowered. It lacks the
You talking the F100?
I'm talking the F100, sir. You got it. You hit the nail right on the head. And
I'll be on. I'll give you an update on that. So it seems like the F100 in the later versions of them it seems like it's got a better power system in it. I don't know if it's the same power system or not, and they got it programmed better. But the newer one, if you get it now, it's better than the first edition ones that I got. I was one of the ones that got one of the first ones, and I was not happy with it. But
I imagine they probably upgraded the power. I hope they did, because
I've seen one since recently, maybe 6 months ago, of an airplane, and it flew a lot faster than mine. So
really had no problems.
Yeah, so it's a lot better than it was, and I don't know what they changed or if they changed anything, but it's just there's a difference for sure.
I like what it looks like, that's for sure. But back to the Twin Otter. This is the Flex Innovation Twin Otter. That thing's huge. Check out how big that thing is.
Yeah. Did you see the price tag on it too?
Oh, I saw the price tag on it, man. I mean, look at this. But you want bigger, you got to pay for it, right? And it's a foam plane, but that's a good size.
It's gonna fly really good.
That's a good size, yeah. And it comes in with they put the Aura 8 in their gyro system in that one. So definitely a nice looking airplane. And they took a ton of pictures, that's for sure. And so, but yeah, you're talking about $750 to $829 for this bird right here. So,
and it's on back order. So interesting. It's a dual sky. Okay, so I didn't know who the person was behind that. That's interesting. But yeah, so kind of neat to see that. I'm looking at their catalog and I don't see any of their EDFs in there. Let's see here. I wonder if they still carry the F100. I wonder if it's still there or not. Let's see here. I don't see anything else up. Mamba, Piranha. Let's see here. I'm not seeing it, so I don't know. They have the F-16. Now this thing is that's the Turbine version, I believe. But yeah, I'll have to go back and take a look at that and see. But yeah, guys. So oh yeah, there it is. I actually closed it down, right? It popped up.
Sure it is, and it's gone.
Yeah. And that's one that I've been wanting that thing for a long time, but like I said, I just kind of was like, I don't know, man. After reading the reviews and everything, I was kind of like, well, maybe this isn't it.
Like I said, it changed. I believe that they've changed something in it. What I didn't like about the airplane was the flight mode setups that they had in there, to where it was a gear up flight mode. It was a gear down, flaps down flight mode. And then there was like a gear up, flaps up flight mode. And it just had this appeal or feel that I just could not get past. So I took that Aurora or whatever it is.
I can't even get the thing to come up now. So I'm gonna leave that alone.
Yeah,
So the float set for the
rid
Twin
of.
Otter is $37, but you also have to buy the wiring kit for it, which is another $10. So it's $47.
Wow, just for the floats alone?
Yep.
I guess that's okay. By the way,
I mean, if you're planning on using it for a float plane, that's nothing.
No,
there you go. Here you go. We got it right here. The F100, man. Definitely a unique looking airplane. Like, I like the way the thing looks. I love the camo one, honestly. That kind of looks pretty tough.
It says right there, discontinued.
Yep. Look at that.
Right on their page.
You know what that means? It wasn't selling.
Guys love it in the turbine version,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, that sweat wing like that.
Has one that's just an amazing airplane.
That's a shame, man. That thing had a lot of potential, but that nose looks pretty weird right there. So I could understand that. Man, that's a shame.
Got its place. It was awesome.
It was. On to the next one, man. Let's see here. So while we were talking about that one, let me see. I'm jumping on here. Let's see. Omaha Air Defense says, would the F100 fly better if you replace the power system? Yeah, for sure. Especially with today's power system. If you put in probably like an 8S version, you're going to get a little bit more speed and a lot more thrust out of that. But, all airplanes have their
You have to
threshold
understand the power
it
system
hits.
on that airplane.
Let's see here.
The power system on that airplane, it had a very weird engine shroud. It didn't work. I tried stuffing a free wing motor in there, and I could not get it to work right.
I heard it was choking. It didn't have enough air.
Yeah, there was something weird about it. So changing the power system doesn't solve it in that airplane.
Mm.
Well, that's all you do, like me, and ruin a perfectly good plane back.
I was getting ready to say, you just go in there and gut all that nonsense out
Go
of
in there and cut it all out.
Yeah, cut that stuff out. I still think that if you put in like an 8S setup, you're going to get some type of benefit, some type. It might not be top end speed.
Well, the battery bay area in there was not large either, so you're very limited on. I don't know.
Hey, I agree with Conquest. He says the F100 looks nice, but it always looks like a catfish. It definitely does look like a catfish.
It does look like a catfish.
Hey, Will, you hear that thunder out there?
Yeah, I do hear thunder.
And it's far off, but it's coming. I can hear it.
It's kind of closer to me. I think it's coming from my way.
Ah.
And it's moving.
Let's see here. Rodeo Pilot says flex planes fly great, but unfortunately, all flex foam planes are very poor quality. They fall apart quickly. I will say, I've got one of those 60 size RVs. I got the RV4, and I had a bad servo go out on elevator servo, and that's why it crashed on me. Of course, I bought it secondhand, so there's that. But
I mean,
I've just heard things about the servos.
He's got an RV8, and he hasn't had any issues out of that thing.
Yeah, I have that same RV8, man, and that thing is mine. My elevator servo was bad, and I had to go buy a new one, and then had to go get a new pair of gear on it and everything.
Well, you're gonna find a bad servo in everybody's model. Yeah,
that's true. That's a very true statement.
One of those things, But
well, let's talk about. I wanted to talk.
Guys. I gotta go get some more tools.
Oh, go get more tools. Let's see. I want to talk about the E-flite SE5a. Tim, you kind of brought that thing up, man. But guys, I don't know if you are into the World War I birds, but let me tell you, that bird by far is definitely not your average World War I bird at all. Especially with the power setup that it has. So my whole viewpoint on that thing is completely changed, man. I was like, dude, I thought this thing was going to be like a slowpoke, but it is an absolute rocket ship. And I don't know if you guys have seen the video on this one or not, but I will play it for you guys, and we'll skip through just so you guys can kind of see precisely the power system that this thing has. Let's see. Mountain RC said, dude, that SE5a plane is sick. And I'm telling you, dude, that thing is absolutely a rocket ship. Winston Brown says storms coming from me here in Durham. Yep. Well, it's thumping pretty good out there at a distance. So let's see here.
Them just now and told them it looked nasty out there by the airport when I was on my way.
Oh yeah.
It was looking really bad out there. I was like, holy cow.
Well, here we go. We're gonna bring this one up real quick. And guys, take a look at this video. Tim, tell me what you think, buddy. Here we go. Enough of me yapping over there about the airplane. Bad boy out and see how it goes. What do you think, Will?
Let's take a.
All right, guys, stay tuned. Here we go. Take it.
I love the gun on the top.
Oh, dude, I know. It's a very nice airplane. I just wish it was bigger. If they made one in Carbon Z, it would be well. For one, it'd be awesome. But secondly, it'd be definitely different to land too. That little tight wheelbase.
What you think? No. Here's 401 bird of that. You ready?
Go for it.
This is brought to you by Raleigh Hobby Shop, guys.
Now, this is without the SMC. Or no, is this the SMC battery?
No, this is without it. This is just normal. It was fast without it on regular 4S.
But you took off the other way with the other battery. I think that's SMC battery right there.
No, it's not.
That's a big old baby right there, guys.
Because this is the first
camera point. It looked like you were going straight for the tree for a second. I'm like,
nah, dude, we were far away.
Man, I don't know how long I'm going to be able to run this show, man. This thunder is pretty bad out here.
Smooth.
It was camouflage
Coming down the line.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, with the tree line.
I had a hard time tracking it when he got it into the tree line because it was like,
getting a light little breeze there.
I was like, man, am I even looking at it? I just kept pointing the camera because I was like,
yeah, I noticed a couple times you lost it in the camera.
Yeah.
So check out this high speed right here. This is with the 4S regular, guys. HRB 2600.
And I'll tell you what, I'm gonna get in formation with him once he passes us on the field.
That was funny too. We had a full scale biplane coming by.
This is really, really nice. Oh yeah, he's putting.
Let's see here.
That's a PT19 kid.
I'll do a high speed pass here shortly.
But this thing is really nice. All right, we're gonna get it in there, full throttle a little bit.
That's full throttle right there.
Look at this, guys.
And I mean, it's just
we're gonna shoot him down. You ready?
Go for it.
The rates on those ailerons are too much, though. That thing's one bird would spin that fast.
Oh, I know, man. I was thinking as I was spinning it and going kind of crazy with it, I was like, I wonder if this is okay for this airplane.
Like, shot him down.
Full throttle,
He's still going there.
Let's see here. Here's a high speed pass.
Oh, this thing's just gentle, man.
Or am I just
beating up on the HRBs?
Coming in.
So that's it on the HRBs. That was me coming in for the landing. Landing this thing is so much easier than what I
anticipated.
Look at that,
Nice.
dude. Look at
Really
that.
And now
nice.
this
Nope.
is the one with
They're,
HRBs in there.
Second
So
flight.
Yep, it's gonna be the second flight.
you can see the HRB is right there
SMC.
nestled in there. That's a 2900 high voltage.
HV2's in this one, so it's gonna be good. This
Check
one's
out the takeoff on this.
2900.
Completely different power.
Like I said, this thing takes off in like
And I'm going from right to left on this one.
no time. So we're just gonna put it right there, and
And this is what
It's
you were
gonna
talking
really
about,
take
dude.
off in no time now.
yeah.
With supercharged batteries in it.
Actually, all right, you ready? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Here we go.
Guys, forgive me if he loses me.
Oh, dude, we're not doing that.
I was
We're
like,
gonna
you
go
got
nice
it.
and
Here we
slow
go.
takeoff.
Check it. Look at this.
Look at that. Nice. There we go.
Got a little squirrely on me.
Oh,
was on scale.
That was not
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Taking off from left to right.
Hey, you got to show it all, man.
Yeah,
Here we
you're
go.
right.
Full throttle.
Super smooth. Look at that, dude. I didn't even have to
That's not
put
even
any
full
pressure
throttle.
on
I was just
the,
rolling into it.
on the elevator.
I watch.
It just goes on its own. All right. So we're gonna put it back. And
The flyer.
all right, we're back at it. You ready?
Let's go.
So we have the SMC in there, high voltage pack, full throttle. You ready?
All right, here's
Go
full
for it.
throttle.
Oh man, it sounds different.
Sounds like it's gonna rip the prop right off the plane.
Oh,
It
dude,
sound
the
like
thing-
the darn motor's gonna rip
It
out
It was
of the plane.
literally flying as fast as
That
some
is
of the
awesome.
70 millimeter EDFs.
So it goes
I mean-
from being extremely scale to
It's fast.
It's
crazy.
extremely
You'll have to
sporty.
put a GPS in that
Look
one.
at that, man.
Oh,
This
dude, I
thing's
thought
more
about
of
it,
a,
man. I did.
Coming
It's,
down
I
low.
bet that thing's every bit of like 80 miles an
Look at
hour.
that, dude.
I think
Look at
that
that.
thing's probably pushing 90.
Smooth.
It is such a good
Very
flyer.
stable.
So
I like that.
I wanted to share that with you guys so y'all could see that. But yeah, man, that airplane is absolutely phenomenal. And Omaha's like HRBs, dude. HRBs are good packs, man. I trust HRBs better than 90% of the batteries out there. Of course, I got some Sakokins too that are still around here, but these, even the green label SMCs right here are actually really good. The 2200s, so they're really good
Throw a
batteries. as well.
3S in that thing and just try it one time with a 3S.
I will. I'll do it. I'm gonna put a 3S in
I heard
there.
it.
and see.
Really feel
He's
on
not
that.
gonna. He's not gonna like it on a 3S. He done flew it on 4S.
That's true.
He's gonna.
Well,
he's
and
not
I'm
even gonna
accustomed to
enjoy
the power
flying
now.
it.
I'm accustomed to the power. Let's
Yeah.
see here. So, but very happy with that. The SE5a, man. That plane was a keeper. And so also I'm going back to this one too, right here, guys. This little Cherokee right here. I think I've flown like 2 or 3 of these things, but this one I put a gyro in there, so I'm gonna do a gyro video on that one. The little Cherokee 160 by E-flite. So, kind of show you guys exactly the gyro series that we're doing on these airplanes to show you how well these airplanes just handle. So I would definitely recommend that SE5a for sure. Let's see. Mountain RC says I released a video on the Bossy USA quarter scale SE5a. I had one of those, man, back in the day with the Zanoa 26 on it, believe it or not. That flies amazing as well. I had the Sopwith Camel. William
Hey, Rob.
Lane, what's going on? He says SMC
going-
green packs work the best for the money. I would agree.
You gotta
Because-
tell them about the craziness you did over the what was it? What was that? Sunday? Was that Sunday we went out flying? No, that
What
was
did I do?
Saturday. Well, we went out Saturday.
Trying
The
to.
twin
Oh,
liner.
Went out Sunday, didn't he?
yeah. No, I
The,
think.
the twin liner.
Yeah. What's going on, Louis
That was
Motorsports?
crazy.
Dude, I took the twin liner out in wind. Will, how that wind was what, 18, 20 miles an hour?
18, 20 miles an hour.
Dude, it was
a
gusting.
twin liner.
And I took that little twin liner out there and flew it, man, and I was blown away. So you guys have to watch that with no gyro too. So you guys have to y'all got to see that for sure because it was definitely something to see. So moving right along. Let's see here. Hey, I wish Jeremy was here. Oh, Jeremy is there. He's over there.
Yeah, he's over in the background.
I got him. I see him right there. So guys,
We're getting there. We're getting here.
let's talk about something. And Jeremy, you're over there. I know you're in earshot, but I want to talk about the Micro B2 Spirit, guys. And
Yep,
you're like,
I have it.
You're like, why do you want to talk about that? Well, I want to talk about it because it's got a little fin on it, right? And
Yeah.
people don't understand this fin. And if you look at the free wing version of it, it has one too. And me and Jeremy were talking, the free wing one, sometimes you need it, sometimes you don't. He doesn't need his. When I flew mine, it kind of needed because it was tracking differently. But if you're looking, it's this little slot right here. There's a little fin that goes in right there, right, Jeremy? See where I'm hovering? Right there in that little slot.
Yep.
And so if you'll notice in the pictures, there's no fin in there, and I'm not sure why they don't have it in the pictures.
It's a clear piece, so
yeah, it's a little clear piece, but you can't see it. I mean, it's not there, but you can clearly see it's not anywhere right there in the pics.
That's because it looks ugly.
That's right. It's probably photoshopped out of there, and you can see it was right there too. Little fin that goes in there. But Jeremy, tell the good people what exactly that fin does and why it's so important to have that thing.
Essentially, it's a vertical surface to enable stability on the yaw factor.
Right there.
Yeah, I saw a video where guys flying
that little airplane right there
sideways.
Absolutely needs it.
Yeah, fly sideways without it.
It flies very sideways.
so it has a problem tracking, basically, right?
It's like as if the airplane, we always tell everybody, hey, look, a tail heavy, a nose heavy airplane flies like crap, but a tail heavy airplane will never come back.
Right.
This is on that verge of like the same kind of theory. So yes, you can fly it without that tail on there, but it likes to fly sideways.
There it is.
You get too much of an angle to the side. Man, it's a treat.
There it is. So now, Jeremy, I see why they didn't put it in any other real pictures, because it's kind of ugly.
But you know what? I wonder this, Jeremy. What if, because Spectrum now they have these different games channels and stuff. What if there's a way that you can tie in your yaw games to the
they have that already in.
Yeah.
It's already part of
EDX.
Like, yeah, there's even thrust displacement on there to where the thrust is most of your yaw. The other thing is it does a very unique situation on there. I'm going to come over there real quick as soon as I get this other piece in here. So the B2 has an inner surface for the elevator and an outer surface for the elevator. Let me grab one real quick.
All right. Let me stop sharing real quick. There we go. And this is important because I want you guys to be able to understand like this, because if you never knew this, now you do.
Okay, so the B2 has its two surfaces, right? You got an inner surface and you got an outer surface. A lot of people think that this is just elevator and that's aileron, right? No, that's not. So these actually move together. So when you got elevator, all four of those surfaces go vertical. But then when you do roll, these two will go down and that'll go up depending on what it is. On this airplane, instead of having the drag rudders on the sides that open up, it doesn't have that. This whole surface is one surface. And so what happens is you'll have this portion go down and this portion goes up at the same time to create that drag. Okay, so does it work? Yes, it works. Is it efficient? Not really as well as you would think. That's why it needs that fin, is because it doesn't actually have drag rudders like the Freewing one does. So the Freewing one does not need that vertical on there, because if you set up your drag rudders correctly, you always have enough drag on this outside surfaces to prevent it from doing the wag, essentially. So what happens is this airplane, whenever the E-flite one, whenever you make a turn and you don't have that on there, it just kind of like goes up, but it like flies sideways. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen on an airplane.
It's like making a turn without using rudder on any other jet. The nose just points up into the air instead of.
And no, it's like using the wrong rudder in a turn.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like, normally when you make a turn, you give a little bit of rudder to help pull the nose down, right?
Yeah, to pull the nose down.
If you pull the nose up, it's like, and then it's just, I don't know, it's odd. It's
very
odd. That's all I gotta say. It's odd.
There's another guy that took a micro and put some drag flaps on it.
Yeah, if they had drag rudders, right, that were
he just made a permanent
time.
There's another channel
then that would act like a vertical almost.
Right, and it worked great.
Interesting.
But it would have been really cool if they were able to figure out drag rudders on the thing, and it actually worked like rudder, like it should, where it opens to drag and pulls that way, But it's neat. It's a neat airplane. Do I like it? Do I like it more than some of the other ones? It's unique. That's why I like it. But I think that it could have been better. But the fin, you have to fly with that fin. Otherwise, you will see what I'm talking about. And you may not like it. So,
Bobby, I got pouring down rain over here. What you got over there?
Oh, I got the same. I get the same. Yeah. So hey, but the good news is this. So I'm gonna actually have one to fly. So I'm gonna do a review on it. So we'll see exactly how that thing handles with that little fin and without the fin. So
You got
stay
one?
tuned.
if
Yeah.
you got a video with it, that'll
Not
be
yet.
awesome.
Not yet, but I will. I'm gonna do it without the fin and with the fin, so people can actually kind of see.
Do you actually have the plane? Yeah.
Not right here, but I have to go pick it up.
Okay. I was gonna say, I mean, I can try and make some media for you to show you whatever for next time. But
Oh well, I'll have it in my hands tomorrow. So literally
there you
have it
go.
in here. I
Make
was trying to
some
get it
media
today, but
yourself,
ran out of
man.
time.
William
I know.
Lane, you are correct. They are coming out with a turbine.
Yeah, I
PNP.
saw that. I saw that too with Free Wings coming out with a
Oh,
turbine.
oh. I
Gosh,
got
you guys are just hey, you guys are just stealing the thunder, dude.
Jeremy, you got to hear this. So my source, the V2 A10.
Yes.
The next batch is coming with green slime lights.
Ah, how about that?
Ta-da!
You know. Now, was the
So are they
blue a
gonna give-
mistake?
So are they
We'll
going to
never
give
know.
customers some type of green light mod?
There's only 3 left. So in stock right now in the PNP with the N runner. So I doubt it. They're going to sell those out. And
Huh.
I just ruined it for their last 3. Nobody's going to buy them now.
Yep. So the
Well,
green
you
is
know,
definitely going to be
if somebody
amazing.
wants the cool mint version, go right ahead, right?
Cool
Right.
mint. That's exactly what it reminds me of, to be honest with you.
I've been meaning to tell you that. I found that out 2 days ago, I think.
Yeah, I
hate
don't
to-
don't
Well, what
hear
if they
much from
decide to? What
anyone
if they
there
decide
anymore.
to treat it like milk and rotate it? That they won't sell the green ones until the blue ones are sold.
Yeah,
Well, They're not
that's
even.
funny.
They're not
I
even.
never
on-
heard that before.
They're not even on the
Yeah,
water yet. I don't think.
They rotate milk in the store, dude.
No, but it's good for them to go to the green. It's going to make it to where they sell a lot more of them.
Yeah.
Now-
But what it is, I think there's going to be a price increase.
Going from blue to green?
No, because the tariff that one was on a different tariff level.
Oh,
Shouldn't have been lower because it's gone down now.
No, they bought those before the.
I see.
It's
I
actually
see.
higher.
It is what it is, man. It's just business, you know. Wow. But yeah, so I'm looking and I was trying to find the turbine version that we were just talking about.
The Zeus. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think it's on their webpage yet.
the turbine version Zeus?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think
I
it's on
saw
their
something about
website
it.
yet because
It's
the
not.
guy over in China is who ended up leaking it.
Oh,
Yeah, I was
that
gonna say
guy.
I saw something about it in on Facebook.
Yep.
Yep. And I know who you're talking about. Yep. So
Yeah, William Lane. I got the
FNRC
V1
or whatever his
A10,
name.
and that thing flies
Yeah.
amazing, man.
he's notorious for dropping just dropping it out.
Yeah, he's the guy that leaks all the stuff that we do too. So
Louis Motorsports at $50 for green lights. My gosh. So but yeah, man,
But
let's
they're
see
right.
here. I know. Bill Wagner says I install green nav lights on many of my planes. Helps with low light flights. That would definitely be cool.
I'll be honest with you. We got one guy at our field, and he flew it at almost dark with the blue ones, and it was pretty neat to see it in the air.
Wow, it looked pretty good.
It looked good.
I did. So a little bit of backstory. I was probably the first person to put green lights on an A10.
Well, you had that kit. You were selling a kit there for a while for different planes.
I was
were you
for a
not?
long time, and then something came out to where it's a lot more efficient. So
Yeah.
there's no point in me selling them anymore. But yeah, I put my green slime lights out there. Shoot, I sold a ton of those things to everybody. So thank you guys for everybody who bought those at the time. I wasn't trying to get rich or anything on them, but it was kind of it was kind of innovative, I thought, because it was one of the first goings of foam jets that had any of that. And we started with my Raptor,
Man.
and then we did the A10, and I even did an F4 Phantom that had them. And so those are the 3 airframes that I did. But you were talking about flying at night. So we went down to Arizona Electric Fest down there in the Mesa area, and we flew the crap out of our airplanes. Well, anyway, night flying started happening, and you can ask the people that are down there. They're probably in here too, Victor and whatnot. But anyway, everybody was out there flying all their little flat foam airplanes with lights and whatnot out there, and I'm out there with my dual 80 mil A10 rocking it up with those formation lights. It was awesome. You could tell where it was at. It was absolutely amazing. So,
man,
yeah, it's great.
Hey, Bill Wagner says you're killing them with all them F-16s over there, dude. I know. I got to get my hands on one.
Yeah, you
That's the way it is. Look at 3 of our schemes here, right here, in place. Absolutely fantastic.
All right, guys. In the comments, which one would you get? Would you get the green camo? The what is that? The Black Mamba or whatever that thing's called?
Viper.
Demo Viper team.
The Demo Viper, or would you get the US AS
get out of the view.
Air Force scheme?
I'm going to tell you right now, since I own an F-16, a BVM, the easiest one to see in the sky is going to be that red, white, and blue one.
Yeah,
100%. I have I have the Homestead on mine.
I like that camo.
I love the camo too, but I'm telling you, those birds are hard to see sometimes in certain lights.
Yeah.
And I have the Homestead one on mine with the dark blue and the black and white on the bottom.
What's up, Jeremy
Cross? You have a hard time seeing them, but I've seen that F-16 with the red, white, and blue fly.
Yeah.
And dude, that thing is so easy to tell your orientation at all times.
Man, dude. Yeah, I could understand. I get that. But that green is so tough, dude.
Oh, dude, trust me. When I saw it come out, I was like, "Oh, I gotta have one of those."
So you think the black is the one that's probably going to be the hardest to see? I guess.
Oh, 100%.
It really all depends on your background.
That's what I was getting ready to say, because you've got the mountains.
I have glasses, boys. I need bright colors.
We're not young anymore, apparently. Let's see.
Yeah, no. So you guys have all seen us fly at our salt flats, right?
William Lane says all planes turn black far away. He's right.
He doesn't. True, but the red wings.
Everything at a certain distance becomes a silhouette one way or another. That's so advice, right? That I can give everybody. Hopefully, you guys hear this. Start learning to fly silhouette type airplanes. Like,
what does that mean?
The color, fly the silhouette. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know where your airplane's at based upon the silhouette.
Yeah.
So if you can't see a color of it, you're able to still tell where you're at and what you're doing.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I've flown a lot of jets. The F-16 is the hardest one for me to actually keep my orientation. There's sometimes I'm going, I don't know what direction it's going.
I'll tell you what my worst is.
What is it?
MiG-21 fish bed.
Oh, the blue and gray?
Whatever color. I tried you guys, if you guys ever followed the customizations,
it's so skinny, man. That the silhouette of the airplane is so difficult.
I have a MiG-21.
Yeah, I've done all kinds of color schemes. I did a black one, black and silver, to hopefully that would change a little bit up. I did a red with silver. I did a red and black. I've tried all different kinds of colors on that. But what the thing is that dang fuselage is like a fish. It's real narrow and oval. And then the wings hide, in that really tall fuselage. So you don't actually get to see the wings anymore. It's the most horrible orientation airplane I've ever flown.
Well, I agree with you with flying the silhouette, because that's something that if you pay attention, you'll notice what I do is if I can't figure out where the plane is and what it's doing, I'll rock the wings just a little bit. And so that way I can see them, and I'm like, okay, now I know where it's at. So, if I'm coming out of a vertical or something, and I want to know, well, which way is the rudder? Is it this side or is it this side? I need to know which way that rudder is at. So I'll kind of turn the plane a little bit, and I'm like, oh, there's the rudder. As soon as I see the silhouette of it kick around, I'm like, oh, there's the rudder. It's this way, so pull up this way.
you guys are gonna probably make fun of me, but the airplane that I struggled to see was the B1. The B1 was the hardest. Not the B1B. I'm sorry, the B2 bomber. The B2. that thing was so hard for me to see, and I don't know why.
Well, and
Because it's a giant flying wing.
Yeah, and I couldn't tell when it was turning. I couldn't tell if it was same direction, but if it was inverted, the upside down. So, dude, I had a hard time, and it was, man. Now I had so many close calls with that thing. Oh my gosh, I'm glad I got rid of it. I am.
What was your worst experience with it? Landings? I always have problems with coming in for a landing and you get the tree line, and then the plane disappears, and you go, "Oh crap!"
Well, it wasn't the landings per se, but it was hard to score a perfect landing with that B2, especially on grass. You've seen our field, right? So it was very difficult to get it, to come in, and it's very scale, gear. So it'd come down like this, and then it would come down. But as soon as you hit something, it would bounce, and it's a flying Dorito. So air gets under the wing, and it's a done deal.
Well,
So
the biggest advice wings is
Omaha said, "Don't sit back down."
You can't fly a wing like this when it's far away from you. You have to fly it with the top facing you somewhat, so you can see, like Jeremy was saying, the silhouette of it, and the top half is facing you, so that way you don't lose the orientation. And if you're going to do something like a loop or something, you just better keep a close eye on it. It's that way you know what's going on. But
Mountain RC says it. He says, "Didn't I paint a flag on the bottom of my B2 for orientation?" The answer is I did paint a flag, but it wasn't for orientation. I never had a problem seeing the B2. I don't know why. Not a problem. But I did paint a flag on the bottom just because I wanted to have a cool flag ceremony or national anthem airplane that when I go to some events, they actually have me fly that plane over the flag whenever they do the national anthem. So that's why I do it. So
yeah, you can't depend on the colors all the time because the sun hits at different angles, clouds cover the sunlight, all kinds of different stuff happens. And if you depend on that sun alone, not the sun, but the colors alone, that can cause you problems. Now, I can see if you're flying at, near night, then you want to be paying attention to your nav lights, because that's the only thing you want to look at. If you have nav lights.
Here's one of the landings of this thing. Watch. I scored a good one, but then the second one, it's funky. So you can see. If we can make it scale.
Bobby, was this before I told you about the never give back thing?
There you go. I think this was before me and you were even talking.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that. So it came in.
So when I tested this airplane for Motion RC, we learned several characteristics of it, right? The biggest thing was that if you were to let go of your elevator as soon as your gear touches the ground, it would put it into a bounce, like 90% of the time. And so what we advised people to do at our field and everywhere else was when you pull your elevator back, your throttle becomes your elevator. Okay, you pull your elevator back to a certain point and it stays there. And then you use your throttle as your elevator at that point. And then what happens is if you're using your throttle as your elevator to bring in the airplane, what happens is as soon as it gets on the ground and you decrease your throttle, the airplane never gets an extreme amount of pressure on that nose gear and it never bounces.
Huh.
Ooh, Bobby, that was weird.
Yeah, man.
That takeoff was sketch.
It was those wheels. Now they have actual like grass wheels that come with it. I actually have them still, and I got rid of that airplane because I was like, after the landings, and I couldn't get it to rotate off the grass like consistently. I was like, I'm done with it. So
I think I should try it.
I might revisit it now that I've got the proper gear for it and everything. But dude, that was a ton of money to invest in an airplane that you couldn't get to rotate until it got to the very end of the field. So,
all right. So
well, I've still got 4 of them in my garage. So I love that airplane.
Behind them. One's Bobby's, one's mine, one's Will. Thanks.
Exactly.
Just send them our way.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got 3 of them, dude.
I didn't think it has our names on it. Look close enough.
Yeah. Let's see.
Yeah.
Willie Motorsports says that was a decent landing. It was pretty good. I don't remember it feeling that good, to be honest with you, though, Will. But yeah, John says paint the bottom orange. Yeah, I could do that. Extreme.
Well, let me see if I can find some pictures. I'll send them to you, Bobby, of what I did with my plane. And it.
Man, I don't even own it anymore, so I don't care about that plane anymore. I got rid of that thing. I got rid of it. You know what I didn't like about the B2 also is like having to go and make sure you measured those little flaps. What are those things called on the end?
The drag rudders.
The drag rudders, dude. You had to be very precise with them, plus or minus a couple of millimeters. But I got mine and it was fine. But I'm telling you,
you only needed to be on those millimeters until you maidened it.
Yeah.
Because when you get up in the air and you hit your rudder and you trim it, eventually whatever that equals is what it wants. You know.
But it flew good. It flew amazing, to be honest with you. I mean, when it was up there, it was flying perfect, guys. Definitely had a good flyer. So let's talk about something else. Let's talk about there's a new brand that I saw to the market, newer. They're called Kavan. Have you guys seen this? Have y'all heard of them? They're overseas. They're big in the Euros, but they've got a couple of interesting airplanes. And I've seen a couple of people do some reviews on them, so I wanted to share them with you guys. One thing that caught my eye was this their L39. It's an interesting looking L39. But yeah, I was talking to Carrie about this. I think Carrie said something about them. But the Kavans, I mean, it's not a bad looking airplane. It's a check scheme. It looks
that's about the size of a Viper 7 in 1088.
It's 80 millimeter.
We are pursuing at least getting a test airplane to see if it's something we like.
Yeah, they look good. I mean, look wise, and their gear look good. You know what I mean? So it's definitely an alternative to free wing if that's something that you want. That nose gear looks a little small, but the little dudes in there I can't see their legs, so I'm not sure what's going on with them, but they're in there. That's good. That's half the battle.
Yeah, something happened to them, I guess.
Yeah.
Ooh, an outrunner. That's a big no-no.
Yep. So, well, you don't know. It might not necessarily need it.
Dude. That's
it might not need
outrunner.
I
bought one of those before.
But you could see it's got the quick connects though. But yeah, I would agree to a certain degree there with you there, Will.
Yeah, I've bought one of those Amazon outrunners. That's exactly what that motor looks like. It's painted purple on the back.
But it's a good looking bird. I mean, I think it looks
it's
something
a good
different.
looking bird. Yeah.
The wing looks different than any other one L39 that I've seen. I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't have the tips on it.
Yeah.
The tank or the tanks on the end.
The tanks, that's it. Yep, that's exactly it, Tim. Yep. I thought it looked a little different.
That's the racing version.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Reno racer.
So it ought to be pretty quick. It ought to be pretty quick.
Are they going to be subject to the same tariffs being out of the Czech Republic?
Who knows, man? To be honest with you, I don't know.
Might be a good alternative for price wise.
Yeah. No, you're not wrong. But I was just looking at this and I was like, huh. And somebody reached out to me about this airplane and I was like, huh, I don't know about that. So we could take a look at it here and see exactly. They've got some media on it. Let's take a look at it. Let's see what their media is looking like here. Gonna mute that so we don't get a strike. And by the way, this is Aero L39 Skyfox. I don't own this this video, but I'm gonna share it with you guys because it looks pretty cool.
Dude, that drone underneath it, I thought something fell off of it. I was like, oh, drone.
I mean, it looks like it's booking though.
It does. Dude, it looks like it flies good.
But that's the thing. Like, it looks like it flies good, but is that what we're gonna get in production, or is that already boosted?
I mean,
up?
you got to get it's one of those things you got to get your hands on it and see. And one thing is, it's really hard to. These are cool shots, but when you got the drone shots, it's really hard to see exactly how it's flying.
Well, are they available in the U.S. right now, or is it just
not in the U.S.? No, but you can order them though. I know a couple of people have ordered some of these airplanes.
What else do they have? I saw a bunch of planes, but I didn't see.
I'm glad you asked. Let's go back. So they've got some. They got some little the Norden. That's a Bush plane. They've got something like a P6 Porter here. This one looks pretty cool. I've flown this airplane on Microsoft Flight Sim. Really nice looking airplane. And this one too. I was trying to convert the prices into English, and they're telling me no. It's either going to be a euro or Czech.
You can always do it on Google.
Yeah, that's true.
379 pounds to the dollar. So
yeah. But this is a cool little I hear what's she saying over there. Not a bad looking bird though. But it's kind of typical for what we typically see over here. And then they got some other stuff too. That's some FMS stuff right there. So that's just
they carry FMS.
Yeah, they're carrying FMS. But that looks like their brand stuff. Here we go, second page. They've got a couple of things like the Falk and some gliders and some little 3D airplanes, So very interesting. And they got their own brand of receiver, looks like.
So that's $510.
Good grief. For this one right here, the Bristol?
For 379 is basically 510 US.
Wow. So at 559.90, then we're
I can tell you, yeah. Let's just do 550
that's
or
kind of
560.
That's a good penny right there.
$752
for that. Jeez, man.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Model for cheaper.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say, and they shipped over here and everything. But I just wanted to bring this this brand out there, take a look at it, Kavan. I don't know if it's worth it to you guys or not, but just something that was brought to my attention. So kind of cool. This one looks pretty neat. So, but I don't really kind of like the looks of the airplanes. They kind of have a certain motif to them with the decals and sharp edges and stuff.
Scroll back down. How many planes do they have down there? It says what? One.
That's not all theirs. It's like they have like 2 pages of their actual own.
Okay, gotcha.
And then everything else is like
FMS.
Different, yeah, see right there, FMS and some off-brand stuff.
Talking about new planes that just came out, Tower Hobbies just released a brand new Phoenix P-51. And it's a blue nose. Dude, it looks really good. It's been over in Europe for a while, but they finally look it up. It looks really good.
I'm doing it. Let's see here. We're going to take a gander at that one. And let's see here. Is this gas?
You can run electric or gas.
It's a one. Oh, yeah. Is this no? This isn't the one that's AS3X. No.
No. This is an ARF.
Huh?
No, it's an ARF. Look under Phoenix. Go to Tower.
Oh, it's Phoenix model.
Phoenix.
I got you.
It's a good looking Mustang. If I just didn't finish my Hangar 9, matter of fact, my Hangar 9 is probably getting maiden tomorrow if the weather holds out.
Jeez. 2.2 meter.
Probably. I haven't looked at it. It's a blue nose.
Oh yeah, I got it right here. Let's take a look at it real quick, guys, and we'll see what you guys think about that. Let's see here. I'm going to share that screen, and bada bing. All right.
Oh, that does look nice.
That is actually. It looks like it's already it's already been weathered and everything. Jeez.
Yeah.
It's that Phoenix covering. It's basically
cover.
It's a sticker, a big old sticker. They just adhere to the frame. But it's a good looking plane. I've been waiting for him to bring it over, and then I got that Hangar 9 one for hardly nothing.
Man. Yeah, that's not a terrible looking airplane at all.
It comes with gear for $1,100. Oh, you're on the. There's a sweet video on it too.
Man.
Yeah, you're in Phoenix models over in Europe right now. It's been out there for a while. Watch this video. I
got to cut that music down. Oh, this is the 50 to 61 cc scale model. Let's see here. This is also, this video is brought to you by Phoenix Models. So let's take a look at this. Oh, wow. That's kind of cool. You see that tail going in and everything?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But the question is, does it have lights though?
Yeah.
Whoa, check that out.
Oh, That was awesome.
Got lights. Okay. Gasoline engine in there. What's that? Anywhere 50 to a 61 cc. That's going to be a nice looking bird. All right.
That's nice. So how far is it built? Like what does it come as? Is it a kit?
It comes as an ARF. So comes with the landing gear and all the
And that looks good.
all the rods and everything. You just got to put it together, just like any other Phoenix ARF.
Dude, that thing actually looks really good. It flies very nice.
Got a really nice presence to it.
Like I said, I've been waiting for this plane to come out, and then I bought a Hangar 9 a few months ago and tore all the covering off it and glassed it, and it's ready to go.
Jeez, let me see here. Oh yeah, looks like it's got ample power and everything. All right, let's see how it lands though.
always in need of a good Mustang.
Yep. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, man, that's nice.
Smooth.
That looked like a Jeremy Soltz landing.
That did, didn't it? That looked like something right there.
I just sent Bobby a landing video.
Man, hey, you know, you gotta
show him how to
land. That's funny, man. But let's see here. I was gonna look at one more thing. Hey, quick question for you guys. The new Hobby King BAE Hawk. Does anybody have it? You know what I mean? The Hobby King version? I have not seen anybody fly that thing. Haven't heard anything.
I haven't seen it anywhere.
Exactly. Makes me kind of wonder what in the world's going on with that, right? I can tell you this though, that PBY Catalina flies absolutely silky smooth, man. That is one airplane that you guys got to get your hands on if you get the chance. Me and Will have a video of it, and we put it on a gyro, and it flew phenomenal. I just got to get the colors right. The colors came out kind of weird. So I gotta get that one squared away, and then we'll drop that video, and then we gotta fly the thing on our lake over here. So that should be pretty cool. I've been waiting to fly that thing on the lake, but
yeah, if you got water, that plane is like the best of the best for an option. I think it's cool.
That's what we're looking for, man. So we'll see. If we get some decent weather, then we'll be able to take it up and see exactly how it goes. But let's talk about one last thing. Oh, it's at 1:06, man. We're gonna wrap this bad boy up. So, question for you guys. Question for you guys. I'm looking up here. Just saw something about the FMS 90mm Avanti. It's very easy to see. Gary Gasser. Yep, I think he's right. I want one of those, man. I don't know why I've had so many of those Avantis, and I'm like, man, I don't need another one, but it's pretty interesting. Mountain RC says the Hobby King Hawk is too expensive for what it is. I would agree. I don't think anybody's going to get it, and that's crazy because I think it has potential. But back to this right here. So, guys, question: why are tailwind landings so dangerous? One of the reasons is you get increased ground speed, and if you watch any of the videos that me and Will do, we'll land with tailwinds. We'll do it all the time.
Because you're field.
Yeah,
in your field, it's a lot easier to land that one direction as the other direction.
That's true, but it is also, you get used to being able to fly that thing and land it too. So, but one thing, some of the issues that you have when you're coming in with the tailwind landing is you have the increased ground speed, obviously. Have any of you guys experienced that coming in with a tailwind? A lot of people will absolutely not do it. We do it just because it's good practice. What do you think, Tim?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it definitely increases your ground speed. I mean, you got the wind pushing you in.
Yep.
So,
yep.
And you can cut the throttle completely, and it still comes in faster.
That's right. A tailwind is a tailwind. What about you, Tim? I said Tim, not you, Tim. I meant Jeremy.
If you have to land tailwind, something's very wrong.
Yeah.
Unless you're Will or Bobby, they do it all the time just for the hell of it.
I do it all the time.
Okay,
fun, man.
So the biggest thing with tailwind, and we all know this, right, is wings produce lift one way, not the other. So the more air you have going over your wing from leading edge to trailing edge is going to help you with landing. It's going to make the plane feel lighter. If you have less of that, essentially you've got a rock trying to fly.
And so basically, to sum it up, increased ground speed when landing with tailwind, your airplane speed relative to the ground is higher than what it would be during a headwind, like we just said. This significantly increases the required landing distance, meaning you'll use more runway to stop. So we've seen that before. And like I said, we get away with it at our field, like Tim said, is because our field goes up in elevation.
Well, you also have grass that'll help you slow down.
And we have grass.
But that's
So
not
like if
always
we
the case.
land,
I fly in grass, and I've had a dead stick. I had a dead stick landing not too long ago, and had to come in downwind because I wouldn't have made it upwind. And I came in, that thing rolled all the way down to the end of the field, and our field's 700 feet long.
Well,
Yep.
here's the second reason why
You're not doing the Will and Bobby thing with it.
that's right.
The other thing that it increases is it increases stall speed.
So here's the
So your
second.
chances of stalling are substantially higher with a tailwind landing.
Yeah, because you just mentioned it, because the leading edge is not getting the wind. And
Right. What's up, Gooniac? I see you in here.
Which
And
is
also-
why we don't come in trying to bring in slow. We don't drop our flaps. We
definitely don't
fly it
come in
in
there with
literally
flaps.
and touch down
Yeah.
like way early.
I almost
That way,
always
once
land
it's on
with
the ground, we
flaps.
kill the power.
If you're landing with a
reason-
tailwind, you want flaps because you want to increase that wing.
Well, yeah.
So
Wings lift. Absolutely land with flaps.
a second reason is
I
reduced control authority. So when you come in with the tailwind, you get reduced control authority, obviously. As the aircraft's ground speed increases, the effectiveness of the control surfaces decrease. This can make it more challenging to maintain directional control, especially during the flare and touchdown, increasing the risk of veering off the runway or ground looping. So, and here's the third reason why you've got to be careful when you're doing that. And all these things, apparently, we have all mastered, Will. So the third thing is this. Boom. Increased rate of descent. To maintain a stabilized approach with the tailwind, a higher rate of descent is required. This can make it more difficult to manage the approach and potentially lead to an unstable landing. So we all agree on that one.
Nose down.
I'll paraphrase it all. Bad.
Yeah, very bad. No way.
So how long are you going to talk about flying the wrong way? Well, with
Right.
Will and Bobby, they do it all the time.
Yeah, if we fly the wrong way and the right way all the time. So that way, when we have issues or anything like that, it's not a problem for us.
Yep.
Mel RC says, "Hey,
bring it
real
in.
quick, Bobby, if anyone is in the Utah area this Saturday, we're having an annual open house, open to any pilots with AMA. Jeremy will be there flying some amazing jets. Bada bing, bada boom. So there you go, guys. It's out there. It's out there. You guys in the Utah area, Jeremy's going to be out there with like 1,000 airplanes, making holes in the ozone layer.
And
we don't
he's
care
giving
about
away 99 of them.
That's right.
999 out of 1,000. He's giving away.
That's right.
Holy crap. You want to know how much fuel I used in the last 3 weeks alone in jet fuel?
Thousands of gallons.
50 gallons.
William Lane says people call me
at our
Lander.
Bonneville Jets event, I used 25 gallons.
Good Lord.
At
That's
just
a
the
lot of
last
fuel
weekend
in
of flying at
RC
our
planes,
field,
bro.
I used 15 gallons.
Hey, here's the fourth thing. Oh, sorry, Jeremy. Go ahead, buddy.
Sorry, I was just saying we're talking about that. But I didn't know you had more. But anyway.
Oh no. I was just. These are things that are pretty interesting because I never really thought about it. And I'm like, dang man, I'm doing all this stuff, and these are all like things that I'm taking into account. One of the things is the fourth thing is the runway excursion risk. I'm like, what the heck is that? And a combination of increased ground speed and potential reduction control can lead to runway excursion, where the airplane leaves the runway during landing. We have all done that, so that's no big deal. When we run out of
a lot of that stuff is related to the full scale versus RC, right? But we see it,
Yeah, we definitely do, especially you guys that are on a hard surface. Us grass flyers, we can get away with a lot of nonsense.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Conquest Productions 177 says, "What is that blue airplane behind me?" This is the E-flite Cherokee. And I actually put it together finally.
There's two blue airplanes behind you.
Oh, the blue camo. I'm sorry. That is the X-Fly Ukrainian SU5a. Brought to you by Banana Hobby. That thing is actually a really nice flyer. It flies extremely fast too. And myself and Will was out there. I flew that thing in 25-mile-an-hour winds. And it wasn't the best idea that I had. It was
talking about stuff. You want to fly? No,
Yeah.
I just watch you fight that thing. Why
It
would I
was
want to
it was a
fly
bad idea.
it?
But it's a great flyer, good airplane. And that one's brought to you by Banana Hobby as well. So, Jeremy, you have some experience with that airplane. What do you think on it?
Yeah, I've flown all three schemes. There are some things to know on that airplane. When you put your elevators together on there, there's some plastic inserts that are inside of the nozzle. Make sure you don't push those out.
Oh, I did that.
So they are important. So make sure
Yes.
you align the rod right and make sure you don't push those out. If you push them out, just re-glue them back in.
Jeremy, you're right, dude. Let me show you something. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I want to show you something while you're saying that. If you don't do that, guys, I'm going to show you what is going to happen.
You know what really thought
That
Jeremy
is the
was
only
say?
thing to watch out for on that airplane, and it's just a self-inflicted wound if you don't know to watch out for it.
Jeremy, you disappointed me because what I really thought you were going to say is don't land it downwind.
Right?
I was waiting for it.
You cut me off. I was on my way to say that.
Bobby, they're just mad because they don't know how to land tailwind.
I know, man. Some people got it, some people don't.
No.
Yeah.
I'm going to show Bobby show him the Tailwind video.
All right, here we go. Let's see here.
I'm just joking.
I'm trying to remember if this is it.
No. To continue while you're looking for what you're looking for, that airplane is a simple airplane. It's built light. It's built inexpensive, so that the price is fairly cheap for you. But it has everything you need. It has lights. I believe it has lights, right? I can't remember. I think it has at least wing lights.
No lights.
No lights? All right. Well, anyway, it's got actual retracts that work well. The airplane is simple, and I think you can use a 6-channel receiver on there and just have a blast with it. It's just a simple airplane.
It is. It's a simple airplane, but it flies really good. It's got great power. And I'm looking.
I think it has the in-runner motors, right? Does it have in-runner or outrunner?
I think they're.
I've flown it because I've been dealing with all these other things like this, and
I want to say they're either. I think they're in-runners, if I'm not mistaken.
Hey, William,
now I gotta go out and
question
look.
that I want to answer.
I know.
He said, "Has anybody lost signal in flight that caused a crash?" Well,
who hasn't? That's probably easier to show.
I've lost signal that has caused the crash. Yes, Bobby, you remember my Avanti?
Oh yeah,
my the yellow one, the first version.
It's really an IX12 problem, but we're not going to get into that. But go ahead.
Well, that's what it was. It was an IX12 issue. And my IX12 could not reach out as far as that plane was, and it just said, "Hey, see ya," and that sucker went right into the dirt. Now, I have had a couple of situations where, a strange anomaly happened, and it was just like, whoa, like, I don't got any control over it. But then all of a sudden, the control comes back, and I'm like, okay, like, that was weird.
That's called a hold.
And at that point, you may need to go check your underwear because you probably got a little something brown in it. But it's
Plain Dave's response is hilarious.
I know. I turned off my transmitter by trying to hit the thing. That will do it every time.
Now, I will tell you guys this. I had a Spectrum battery die on me once. So the Spectrum transmitter batteries were a bad thing or whatever too, right, at one point.
I would agree with Mountain RC. Most signal losses are because of the antenna's orientation.
Yeah, antenna placement could be a problem. But I lost my gripping. I had the free wing gripping, and I lost it because the transmitter was saying that it had like 30-something% power, and all of a sudden the transmitter shut off. All because the battery was actually bad. And that thing, I was flying at the airport, and that thing went straight into asphalt, and it just said boom into a million pieces.
Now,
I was like, what in the world?
Now,
every
Jeremy,
airplane has an expiration date, Will. We just don't know where it's
I do not believe in that. I do not believe in that.
Now, Jeremy,
earlier than later.
Jeremy, you remember you're talking about those little holes inside the nozzles that the elevator has to slide into?
The little brackets. Yep.
The little brackets. guys, this is what happens if they don't make it into the brackets. So watch this video. Watch
Yeah, I
this
remember
jet.
this.
Man, it's flying really nice.
It was windy that day
The
too.
blue is definitely working. The camouflage is definitely working. If it wasn't for the brown, it would be hard for me to see it on
You
this.
gotta
really
watch it. So
clear
I'm going
day.
around, making a left-hand turn, and I'm gonna do a
I'm gonna
high-speed
come
full
down the
throttle
line.
pass.
You ready? Nice and low. Try to keep it.
Downwind,
So we
by
can
the
see
way.
it.
I'm
I'm
going
just
to
cruising
switch it
around
from left to
60%
right, right to
throttle.
left all the time out there.
And it seems to be doing
All right, here
fine.
we go.
Gonna bump into the power. Just gonna come around.
All right, here we
It
go.
doesn't
Full
have any
throttle.
negative tendencies. Surprise.
Not yet.
Normally, these airplanes
Exactly.
kind of have some type of weird feeling to them.
That was full throttle pass. That was
Coming
good.
around in the turns,
It
it's
felt
not
good
doing
to me, so
anything
I was like, all
negative.
right,
It's
cool.
not
Let's go
dropping
really
wing.
full throttle.
We're coming down. It's got really nice speed. A little sensitive on the elevator there, but that's
I wonder
okay.
why.
Rather have that for the wind.
Okay, coming around. All right.
And we're gonna full throttle it. You ready?
Yeah.
See what it's looking like. Full throttle. And go.
Did you see that? Look at this part right here.
Some fell off.
You see it? You see it flapping?
Yeah, there went off.
But here's the thing. It still flew.
It still flew just like the real one.
It's like I lost.
Yeah, man.
He's like, looks like I lost the elevator.
On the whole surface and still was able to land it.
You see it? That thing, you see it come completely off. That's the elevator.
That was
Right,
just that aim rocket that you barely avoided when you were shot
Completely
at
came
by
off.
F-16.
Well, my real question is, now that you're missing an elevator,
And
did you land downwind or
it's like I
upwind?
lost.
I landed any way I could at that point. Let's see here. Check this out.
Which is why we practice landing with
Yeah,
the
That
wind.
was a.
Yeah, it's not an
that
issue
was one
for
of my
us.
elevators, by the way. So we're gonna bring it in. We're gonna
Check
bring
this
it in.
out.
Let's see. And
Yeah, he's into the wind on this one.
No, you can never tell out
We're just
there
gonna
because it
come
will
around.
switch.
We're mixing in rudder to counter that elevator being missing. So let's see if we
But
can
it
do
probably
that.
is coming from right to left.
Mixing that in. Up.
Yep,
Putting the nose down, stay in the fight.
he
and
lost
it's
all
down.
that wind.
There we
under
go.
his-
There we go.
Dude,
So you can
that
see.
was crazy.
I thought
That
it was
thing
the
landed
hatch.
without
That's a
any.
good
So
one.
you can
So
see.
ultimately, the moral of the story is make sure your plastic brackets in there.
On the
You
tongue?
don't push them out.
Yep, you see it right here. And look, I'm going to show you exactly what
toe?
happened.
The nose?
Like Jeremy was saying,
Absolutely missing an elevator.
It broke.
It broke off.
it didn't break. I didn't put in that little bracket that's right there that Jeremy's talking about right there. You see that? There's a little bracket in there.
It's on the inside of the nozzle.
And instead of actually getting it inside right there, you can see it. It actually went above it. I was here instead of in there, that little hole. So, yeah, learned a very valuable lesson on that one, boys and girls. So that was kind of cool. But yeah, that was a cool landing. That was a very sketchy situation right there. So, anywho, guys,
Because you didn't lube it.
yep, I did not at all. But
Put a
I
little bit
hope
of hair
you
on
guys
it.
enjoyed that. I hope you guys enjoyed the show tonight. We had a good time. Good conversation. Dude, we covered a lot of stuff actually. And a lot of good quality stuff too. Just so you guys know, you get 5% off at hobbyking.com if you use this code right here. Shameless plug. But anyway, RCPR 5% off. You get 5% off at hobbyking.com on everything they got, which is surprising. So doesn't matter if it's a car, truck, airplane, baseball bat. So, but you can get that. But anyway, we're going to slide on out of here. Jeremy, you got anything? Nope.
Stay hydrated. Have fun.
Stay hydrated. He's not kidding. Tim, you got anything?
I hope everybody has a good weekend flying.
That's right, man. That's right. And Will, last but not least.
Just hope everybody has a good weekend flying, and those Turnigy Boat X packs will be dropping soon, guys. So you'll see them pop out here. When you see my video popped up, that means you could go online and check them out for yourself, because that's when I'm dropping the video. Same day they drop.
Oh, one other thing too. Don't land downwind, everyone.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I'll say this. Definitely, you should touch and go practice landing both ways.
You really should.
You
should be
always do touch and
You
go
should be able to
practice.
do both. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My dad used to always tell me, he's like, you've got to learn more than one way to get
I'm
home.
sorry
right?
I said anything.
You gotta learn more than one way to get home. So remember that, guys. Remember that. But other than that, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel. RC Pilot Will, appreciate you. Jeremy
Yes,
Stolt,
sir.
pleasure as always. Tim, always a pleasure out here. The good thing about Tim is we get to live through him because he's just always buying stuff. So
Yeah.
Tim, you got next show. You got to tell us about that Messerschmitt that you've got your hands on that you didn't bring up this show. I thought about it, but I was like,
Twin
no.
105 that you got. You got a
Oh,
Twin
yeah.
105.
Yeah, we got to talk about that. So stay tuned, guys. Other than that, y'all have a wonderful night and have a good Friday. Man, I cut
everybody's
myself